Hey yo, welcome back to the Propsmith. Now, I know it has been a while since I uploaded a video, and I promise I have not forgotten about y'all. I'm actually just working on quite a few big projects. One of them you can see right here is going to be a fiberglass face mask. Let's see if I can actually lift it up. It's a negative cast and plaster. I took a styrofoam head, molded clay around it to what I wanted, put it in there. I still have some of the clay to scrape out. I've got a few holes to patch, but once that's done, I'll be able to fill this with fiberglass, resin, and Bondo. And I myself, actually, it's going to be a Mandalorian face mask, so it's going to look like a Boba Fett helm, hopefully. And I'll make a back piece to it so that I can actually have a Boba Fett helmet, which I've always wanted one, so I figured I'd make one. Now, the other thing that I have been absolutely ecstatic about is I found, excuse me, I found the chapter of the SCA in my area. Now, one of my subscribers, Davi, who lives, excuse me, I'm just all kinds of interruptions right now, who lives in South Africa, actually let me know about these people. And I went on their website. It's an international group. It is full armored blunt weapon fighting. They're actually safer than like high school football kind of thing. It's been exciting. Like I went to one of their meets. If you guys are worried, like if you find a chapter near you and you're worried that they're not gonna accept you, they're gonna be mean. These people are the nicest people I have ever met. Like I ask questions to them all the time. They never get frustrated with me or anything. They teach you. They help you learn. It's amazing. But what I've been doing is today is actually Sunday, and we were gonna have fighter practice today, but if you live in the southeast part of Missouri, you know why that it got canceled, because we're in Lake Missouri now. But what I've been doing is actually making this. So it's taken me a week. We'll get to this here in a second. But it's taken me a week, probably about 14 hours working time, and it's still not done. This is my shield. It is a coffin shield. It stands 38 or 40 inches tall, 24 inches wide. It is actually made from plywood. The base of it is anyway. It is made from plywood, and I did my own strappings for it. You can see here, the bolts on either side hold the leather in. I've got male and female snaps. That way I can adjust it to whatever armor I'm wearing at the time. I have some camp mat foam for just a little bit more support. And then up here, I have taken the equivalent of about 18 ounces of leather, and I saddle stitched it together on both ends here, so that way I knew that it wasn't going to move. I did some saddle stitching under here, and then wrapped it in sinew so it gives a nice grip to it. This thing is heavy. I don't know how much it weighs, but I mean, I'm a big dude, and I'm going to have to get used to swinging it around and blocking. But the plywood here is 3/4 inch thick. And then what I've done, see, I don't know how well my camera's going to pick this up. So starting from right here, there should be 5 layers of wood. Then starting about right here, this way, is all fiberglass resin and Bondo. So like this, that's all resin. And a lot of spray paint. because when I get bored and I've got spray paint in a project, I make something that looks like the Val. I don't know. I had fun with spray paint and painter's tape. Honestly, I did some weathering to it. It does have a nice glossy coat, as you can see by the shine. Now, up here, I am actually working on edging it in leather, because per SCA rules, I can't leave it like this, because if one of our weapons hits this, it will crack, like the edge will crack our weapon. So what you have to do is either find like an old garden hose, pipe insulation. I'm doing leather because I want it to look really nice. I'm going to make another piece here for the corner that sits over it. And that's what all the holes are for all the way around, is I am stitching in the leather using a saddle stitch. So like I started, this one here, and then with 2 needles, go through each hole each time over and over and over again, and it provides a very, like, I can lift the whole shield up like this, just this leather, and it's not going to do anything to it. But it's also because I'm using sinew as well, and sinew holds really well. But this is going to be worn on my left arm. It sits at an angle, kind of like this. So if I angle my arm into my finding stance, it's up and down. I will show you a couple pictures that I took in process of making. Not sure if I'll put them up here. I'll probably put them to the end of this video after I'm done rambling. That way I can show you exactly what I did. Now this is what I am super excited for. This is my Ratatan sword. It measures 38 inches in length. It is, I want to say, 1.5 inches to 1 3/4 inches thick. It has a standard stabbing tip that, like, it's got 3 layers of 1/2 inch foam, supported and buffered on the top by some I want to say like 4 or 6 ounce leather. Like, it's super thin stuff, but I just did it to make sure that my foam wasn't going to get damaged. Now here is the bottom of the Ratatan. So you can see it's got some nice pores in there. It's a cousin to the bamboo. But what I did is I measured out how big my hand was going to be. Measured how long I wanted the sword. I'm not a big fan of the basket hilts or the cup hilts, because I got bare paws. So I'm going to be making a leather guard that will cover out to my wrist. So it's going to be basically just a big old circle of leather, but it will protect my hand, and I'll be wearing a leather glove and either a leather or a steel mitt, like an armored mitt. It's not just going to be like a leather glove. It's to make sure I don't break my hand. But since this is fairly long, the balance point is actually way like here in the middle. So what I'm going to do is be taking a larger bore drill bit, and be boring out the center in here, and using some of the lead that I have and pouring it in there and then capping it off. That way it will add the weight, but I can seal it. That way it's not harmful. And, you know. But, so what I did was took where I wanted my hand, took my strapping tape, went all the way up in a spiral, and then went 3/4 or a third of the way down in a spiral. Then I took my duct tape, wrapped it, made my stabbing tip. It's 3 of the pieces of foam stacked on top of each other, piece of leather, duct tape that on. The odd thing about this, and you're probably wondering what this is if you're not part of the SCA, this is called a trigger. Now this one can either be like this, but I like to choke up just a little bit and hold it like this. That way I get a better swing on it. And once I put more weight back here, it'll be better. But it's for, like, you put your fingers in it, so if you swing and you accidentally let go, your fingers are going to catch it and it's not going to go anywhere. You can also see like lanyards wrapped around the wrist, something like that. Now, what I did was, it used to be all this thick. Now if you noticed, my handle's got a nice taper to it. Like, it's got a swoosh here and a swoosh here, and I've gone and filed out a little notch here. That way I know exactly where my hand's sitting, so I don't get twisted or anything. But I went ahead and put some of this real thin leather over it, same as I did for my stabbing tip, and I saddle stitched that together. It doesn't look very great. I still have to do some trimming and stuff like that, but that's about it. I have yet to use this in combat. I was planning on doing it today, but due to rain, we didn't have any practice. But I just wanted to do this video real quick, show you guys I'm actually still working on stuff. I'm not just, hiding. My work schedule is pretty hectic at the moment, so anytime that I have, I'm working on smaller projects and sleeping, honestly. Like, today's my day off. You can see I'm in comfortable clothes. But hopefully next week's SCA practice won't be canceled, and I'll get some film of people in armor, if it's allowed. I'm hoping it's allowed. But I'll get some film of some of the sparring, some of the stuff, and next Sunday, after I get back from practice, I will upload a beginner's video to the SCA, and every week that we do practice, I will post a new video on what I've learned, the types of armor I'm making, things like that. So, if you guys stick around long enough, you can learn exactly what I'm learning. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to drop a comment down below, like up this video. If you haven't subscribed, do so already. Hit that little bell, let you know when I have another video out. I will catch you guys next time. Alright, so all I did was took a 3/4 inch plywood. I measured it out. I made all of my straps. I sewed it all together with sinew. I went ahead and drilled and bolted everything in. What took the longest was actually deciding where my arm needed to go, and as you can see, I've got a bunch of different measurements on all the different things. What I did was shore it up with cardboard and hot glue. That way, when I poured the resin, like in this picture, it didn't seep down the sides. Like, I wanted it all on the front face. This is it after sanding it just a little bit, and then all I did was basically had fun with spray paint and painter's tape. There was really no good plan for it. It's actually a fairly big shield. It covers fairly well, and yeah, that's about it. Leave a like, a comment, make sure to subscribe, and let me know what you think.